You might have remembered when you were out at recess as a kid, or just in school, like as a kid in elementary school, like sometime between, I want to say, 3rd to 8th grade, maybe even high school, there would be gossip, or there'd be a rumor, and it would be the thing for that day, and it couldn't have disappeared quickly after that. Just sometimes at recess, there would just be gossip at recess, and by the time you got to class afterwards, you forgot what you were talking about. There was and still is an addiction to a sense of urgency or messaging being urgent. And when we talk about having cultural addictions or obsessions with going rapid fire, with being ahead, with being first, with being with being more than what we have right now, this idea that, oh, I got to be ahead. Oh, man, I need to be. I should be that far along. I shouldn't be here. I really should be that far along. Oh man, there's no way I can make up for this lost time. The reality is there is something else that is giving you the illusion that speed or acceleration is the answer, that you need to be further ahead than you are. We are going to get into the idea further for the next video. I'm going to write that down in my phone. But the point right now is this sense of urgency is what I'll just flatly say right now, it's not real. It's only urgent because you make it, or the opinions of others have advertised for you to make it urgent as well. We want you to be urgent with us. Come along with us. We're urgent right now. Do you want to jump on the urgent train? Come on, it's passing right now. This is the only time to have it. This is the way people advertise. This is the way people sell you things. This deal is only going to last right now. And when we get addicted to urgency, or we begin to buy into it, we can be sold urgency at any point in time, any point in time, any point in time, because you have this disposition to right now. An obsession with urgency is a devaluing of the present moment. It truly is. And to help you out with this, I want you to understand what it means when you have when you are under the illusion of urgency. Urgency can be real. Oh my goodness, this thing is happening. We need to get there right now. The plane is going to leave. Got to get there. That's a real thing. It's not an illusion of urgency. The plane is going to leave if we're not there. And I don't know if I'm going to get an extra ticket. This has happened before. But being under an illusion of urgency can absolutely devalue things that are present, sitting in front of you right now. The illusion of urgency, it not only devalues the present moment, it devalues, it eliminates the possibility of gratitude. I don't know if you can be grateful for what you have if you are under the illusion of urgency. A friend of mine came back from Los Angeles, of all cities, and I try to be as unmarked with this stuff, but today is just like, I'm just gonna tell you, man, I don't really have the spoons to really make it vague. He got back from Los Angeles and he works in Minnesota now. And I said, what was Los Angeles like? He was like, oh, I'll tell you. And obviously he's making sweeping terms, but this can happen to anybody. And he said, you have a car, right? And I said, yes, I do. He said, I know a better car than yours. And I was like, well, yeah, me too. I know plenty of them. He's like, you got an apartment or a house? I was like, yes, I do. He's like, oh man, I know of a few better ones than yours. And I was like, and then he was like, oh, do you have friends? And I was like, yeah, I have friends. He's like, I know some cooler friends than yours. And it was and I was like, what is he getting at? And then he was like, there is this obsession with the one up. There's always something better. And I gotta have it now. No, I can't even have this conversation. I can't even be concerned with what's happening right now. I gotta get to this thing. It's popping over there, not here. And yes, the grass is always greener on the other side, but there is no other side, is when it comes down to it. That's what he was getting at. It's never there. Free beer tomorrow. You're never gonna have it. And I wanted to give you this line about this and how to dispel the illusion of urgency. When you become addicted to urgency, You become addicted to make-believe deadlines. You turn simple decisions into emergencies. You travel on an artificial timeline. Your healing, meanwhile, your healing has its own timeline. Your growth has its own pace, and you cannot fast-track life experience. I think that last part I'll make in the next video. But this being addicted to urgency, I think the number one thing is you have to write this down. You don't have to, but it would benefit you to write this down. Make-believe deadlines, artificial timelines. Make-believe deadlines, artificial timelines. There is an artificial timeline that you should have been where you were supposed to be by now at this age. How are you 20 and you haven't? How are you 30 and you have? How are you 40 and you have 50 and you have 60 and you have? It's never going to be enough. That mentality, the illusion, will sell you the idea it's never going to be enough, which inwardly and inversely makes you feel you're never going to be enough. Enough. Words right now. That will absolutely sabotage and hamstring your life, your identity. If you don't understand that this illusion of urgency can enmesh itself into your identity, you can be under the auspices of everything is urgent or you're not where you're supposed to be, just based on the simple fact that your life is now foundationally built on the bedrock of I'm not where I should be. I should have been there. I should be further along. God, man, how did I miss that? So, number one, understand that the illusion of urgency can become enmeshed in your identity. People make entire, not only lives, but identities out of, well, I should be farther along. So they'll never be satisfied with themselves. Like, really lock in with the fact that make-believe deadlines and artificial timelines can become these ghosts that we chase in our life. And we never find them because they're not real. And many times we didn't even designate or create or frame or artistically put together these timelines or deadlines. They were given to us. We were given these things and we adopted them as our own. So from there on, we take on a life that we never had any authorship in. We never had any hand or agency or autonomy in. We just take it on. So I think the first thing I said was write down make-believe deadlines, artificial timelines. Number one. And I want you to take a look at that as you write it down. And then underneath it, write down what are some make-believe deadlines and artificial timelines you've put yourself on. This is tough. This one is not easy. This one will make you damn near cry. We'll get into this at the end of the video. I'm not going to jump into it just yet. And I think the second thing is what I had already said, is that the illusion of urgency will and can become enmeshed in your identity. You can feel like you're not enough no matter what you got. That Lil Wayne line, too much money ain't enough money. You know, the feds listening, what money? It's enough is never enough. And I think that phrase is so simplistic, and when we really take a long look at it, it terrifies me personally, because when I spend time with my loved ones, with the people that I love and I truly value, I can't imagine now this place that I'm in. I can't imagine not being present with them. I still, I'm still step out sometimes, or I we'll jilt out. I think of certain animes where the people's spirits go and they're like, oh, what was that? I feel that sometimes, and I'm like, oh goodness, I need to get present. I need to lock in. And it's important for me to be mindful of that. So I think being mindful that the illusion of urgency can become part of your identity or enmeshed in your identity is extremely important. Because once you start looking at the phrase make-believe deadlines and artificial timelines, you're going to start to look at some things that you've not only been doing in your life, but living by and identifying with in your life that make you identify with. Who am I if I'm not doing this thing? Who am I if I'm not chasing, that carrot in front of me? I have to get that thing. And the last thing that I'll give you with dispelling the illusion of urgency is who gave it to you? Who told you the story? That all this had to be urgent. Who told you that this has to happen right now? Somebody at recess whispered the rumor like, whoa, 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 and you were like, oh man, I gotta get on board with this. Who sold that to you? Identify the seller. Now we're not villainizing the seller or we're not, criminalizing the seller, but it's like identify it, mark it, like find that. Find that. When you start to mark these things in your life, you will be able to then undo them or at least be cognizant of them. Awareness can bring about transmutation. You cannot change your vibration in your life until you are aware. So once you start to mark these things, okay, cool, now we can take the first step. This video is not about you, undoing, I guess dispelling the illusions of urgency, but this isn't about taking the next step, which is what is your life without urgency? Woo! That part. Because what I learned very much so working in film, media, and being an athlete, even as an adult, there are entirely different worlds to it. Like when I go into a pool now and I swim a 50 or 100, I am always forever putting myself under the illusion that I need to be faster because I got a meet coming up. No, I don't. It's still in me. Like it is locked in me that I still got something coming up, and I do not. I do not have any swim meets coming up. I'm not on the team or anything. But that mentality has become part of my identity whenever I hit the water. And so I think marking it is important, but it's not like, it's not the end of the world to be like, oh, that person or that moment or that traumatic event sold me this idea. I think it's more so just being aware of it. And what happened to me, the story for this is in 2020 when the uprising happened in Minneapolis, my entire identity was associated with urgency. I never felt like I was enough if I wasn't ahead of this news story. Oh, this thing happened, we got to get over there and protest. Oh, this thing went down, I got to get to the press conference. Somebody notified me yesterday about a press conference of a thing that I've already spoken on. And it wasn't because I already spoke on it, it was because I just couldn't make it to the press conference. I had assigned time with a friend, sit down, have a meeting with somebody, and couldn't make it. People were there, it happened. It worked out, it worked. I just wasn't a part of it, and that's okay because I was a part of something else. And once you start to look at you being a part of your own life as something that is something you can be a part of, that will change everything. It will change everything. And once that happens, your entire world starts to shift. And so in 2020 to 2021, 2022, even sometimes now, it still creeps up on me. I'm not like totally past it, but I get back into it. Like it's a sense of urgency all the time. If you're not there helping your community, then who are you? It's like, but I'm still me, right? But that illusion of urgency is like, no, you're not. And so it becomes this thing, and it's like, what is that voice telling you when you're like, hey, I don't feel that I have the spirit, energy, or spoons to show up. I don't want to do this right now. I actually want to rest. I want to chill. I want to reflect. I want to meditate. I want to watch a movie. I want to read a book. I want to play a video game. Whatever it is, I want time to myself. Those things feed you. They fill you up. Great, okay. Well, let's get some of that going. And who are we when we have that? Again, shame, embarrassment, guilt, the three-headed hydra, the three-headed dragon, those things just chime in and they just start eating everything up. It goes sideways very quickly when that particular beast is let loose in your mind rent-free. So at the end of it, I identified with an illusion of urgency at all times, but it wasn't just enmeshed in it wasn't just enmeshed in my life, it was enmeshed in my identity. I had to do work to untangle that out because there was no way that I was going to be in a relationship while I was identifying with urgency. There was no way that I was going to be able to visit family in other states while I was identifying with urgency. And there was really no way I was going to really go to therapy, keep going to therapy if I identified with urgency. So it just, a lot of things got better or got more free and workable and malleable and flexible and versatile as I was able to unravel myself from an illusion of urgency. But this is a very important thing. Again, write down make-believe deadlines, artificial timelines. Identify with what are those? What are those that have been active in your life? 2, how have you possibly identified with the illusion of urgency? And 3, mark where it came from. Because I don't think we just pop up and we're like, yeah, well, I think I need to chase that headline down. Like, no, I don't think it's like that at all. I think it's very much so we come up with these, or we're given these. So that is video 2 of slowing down. I won't even say slowing down. I don't know what I'm going to call this series, but we're going to call it something. But it's something to do with our obsession and addiction to acceleration and speed in life. So yeah, this is video number 2. We will see you in the 3rd video. Hope you're doing well. Take some time, rest.